Sherry? Where the hell are you? You're such a rude sister for not coming to your sister's wedding. Huh? Is that you, Mother? It's been 5 years. By my sister, you mean Holly, right? What do you mean, Holly's wedding? I wasn't told anything about it. Don't lie to me. I know you were invited. If you don't come to the wedding ceremony right now, I'm cutting ties with you. Haven't you already cut ties with me? What? Either way, today's Dad's funeral, so... Huh? Did no one tell you about it? Your ex-husband you divorced 5 years ago, my father, passed away yesterday. We had a wake for him last night, and today is the funeral. The funeral's just about to begin. Oh, and I'm the host. It's no use lying to me like that. Huh? What would I gain from lying to you about this? Do you know how hard it is for me right now? I'm not going to ask you to understand, but I never thought you would say I was lying. Do you not want to come to Holly's wedding so much that you're showing me this performance of yours? You really are a terrible sister. Not only do you not have any manners, but you're also inhuman and have no heart. I pity your sister Holly for having a sister like you. It doesn't matter what you say. It won't change the fact that Dad's funeral is currently underway. Don't hurt my feelings any further than this. What's wrong with calling a liar inhuman and heartless? I forgot to tell you, but Holly is also at the funeral. Huh? It's been 5 years since I saw her, but she came with the other relatives and has been helping out. Even though she's not related to Dad by blood, I would have been happy if she just had come to the wedding. She really is a help. You're lying again. Honestly, you never change. Sorry, but I'm going to block you until the funeral ends, alright? Hold on! I'll unblock you tomorrow. Bye. Wait, Sherry! Hi, Holly. Thanks for helping out yesterday and the day before that. I would have been happy if you'd just come, but to think that you would help as well. Don't worry about it, Sherry. You were way more busy than I was. Thanks for letting me sit with your relatives. I was my mother's child from her previous marriage, and now that they're divorced, I would have no way to object if you called me a stranger. But Dad loved you as well. You know that? Yep, I never knew my real father. It was only for a short while, but I was really happy during that time since it felt like I had a real dad. I see. I want to come to the memorial ceremony as well. Can I come? Of course you can. Once we get his inheritance sorted out, we're going to be giving out some of his stuff as remembrance as well. So come to that too if you want. Thanks. Oh, on the other hand though, there's something unrelated I want to talk to you about. You told me yesterday when we had a conversation that you cut ties with your mother and are now living in the capital. Right? Oh, yeah. I couldn't tell you about it in detail since we didn't have much time, though. You see, once I graduated college, I purposefully found a job in Tokyo. Mom opposed it furiously and basically just forcefully left the house. This all happened 3 years ago, and I haven't met her ever since. I still have her contact information because I'm afraid of what she'll do if I completely cut her out, but I keep the chat hidden. Is that so? Why are you asking about Mother? Oh, yeah. I also basically cut ties with your mother, and now only have her contact information. But 2 days ago, she sent me this strange message. What kind of message? She was telling me to come since it was your wedding ceremony. Huh? I don't have a fiancé. I don't even have a boyfriend. There's only this one guy that I dated for half a year during college, and I've been single ever since. I see. That just makes the message Mom sent me even stranger. I want to see these messages. Send me screenshots, will you? Got it. Hold on. I have no idea what she's talking about. Sorry about my mother, Sherry. What? There's no reason for you to apologize. You did nothing wrong. I was thinking about asking you if you knew what she might be talking about, but you have no idea, right? Yep, I haven't got a clue, but don't you think that we should probably find out what she's trying to do? Judging by her tone, she must have gotten into some trouble. Holly, I just got a message from her. Hello, Sherry. I decided to believe you about yesterday's funeral. What? You're going to be having a memorial service soon, right? I'll come as well, so tell me when it's going to be once it's decided. You don't need to go out of your way and come. I can't just not go to my ex-husband's memorial service, can I? What's your deal? What you're saying right now is completely different to what you said yesterday. I had no idea what you were talking about by Holly's wedding. Yes, about the wedding. You see, I need some money. What? Yesterday's wedding wasn't actually Holly's wedding, but Holly's ex-boyfriend's wedding. My bad, I must have gotten confused. What? I had no idea that Holly and her ex-boyfriend had broken up. I mean, the two of them are currently in Tokyo, and I thought that must mean that they're still going out. That's when I found the Facebook page of her ex-boyfriend and saw a post saying that the wedding ceremony was today. And so you thought that he was marrying Holly? I mean, it's only natural. I thought that they were still together. That's when I sent a message to her ex-boyfriend via Facebook. Why haven't I received an invitation? I'm the bride's mother, I told him. He replied by saying, the bride's parents have already passed away. We only invited her sister, her last remaining family. Please stop trying to prank us. Oh, so that's when you started invading me with text messages. But I thought that he must have some sort of misunderstanding, which is why I thought that if I came with you, who was apparently invited, they would let me come to the wedding ceremony. But you didn't seem like you wanted to come, so I had no choice but to go to the wedding on my own. Huh? I sneaked into the wedding and saw the bride walking around. I was furious and I approached her shouting, "Why didn't you invite your own mother?" Which is when I realized that it wasn't Holly at all, but a woman that I had never seen. She was so surprised she fell back, stepping on her wedding dress as she did. Don't tell me. The bride tripped and broke her hip. You heavily injured a bride you've never met before? I mean, I thought it was Holly. And so the wedding ceremony was canceled? Yes. What in the world are you doing? But... So, when you told me that you needed money, was it because they told you to pay for the damages you caused by injuring the bride and delaying the wedding ceremony? Yes, that's it! I keep telling them that it's not my fault since it was just a simple misunderstanding, but they won't listen to what I say. They told me that they would send me an invoice at a later date, and now I'm in trouble. That's when I remembered what you said about your dad dying. Huh? I was his wife for a period, which means that I have the right to receive some of his property. He owned a business, so he must have had his own money, right? So you're planning on paying for the money they're asking from you with this inheritance? That's it. People usually talk about the inheritance at the memorial service, right? You don't need to come. Why? I have a right to some of his property, I believe, so tell me the date when it's decided. You're no longer an inheritor of his property since you got divorced. Look it up on your phone. Search property inheritance plus divorced wife. I think you'll get your answer immediately. No way. So does this mean that you're going to inherit everything? That's so unfair. You could at least give me enough to pay off the money I owe Holly's ex-boyfriend. Shut up. You're making me lose my patience. Huh? I wonder who's the inhuman and heartless one. Dad just passed away 2 days ago. Don't make me talk about this. But I need the money. Shut up. I'm blocking you. Sherry, wait. Just give me a few $1,000s. That will be enough. Don't ever contact me again. Hi, Holly. You're reading my texts through your notifications or something, right? I've sent you so many texts ever since you went to Tokyo, but all my messages remain unread, so you're making me anxious, you know? You see, I'm in quite some trouble. It really is an emergency. I'm sorry, but could you please lend me some money? I suddenly need a large amount of money, you see. Either that or convince Sherry to give me the right to some of her dad's inheritance. Can you believe that she intends to take it all for herself? She's so selfish. Her dad was the owner of a business, so she must be receiving a fortune. And still she refuses to give me just enough money to pay off what your ex-boyfriend and his groom are asking from me. Can you believe it? Just give me a reply, I'm begging you. Holly, please. I barely make enough money as it is and have no savings since all I can do is work a part-time job. Hi, Sherry. I also got a call from Mom begging me to give her money. Just as I had guessed. I still have her chat hidden, so I only read everything once she'd finished texting, though. But I went over the chat history again, and it looks like she was sending texts now and then, even before the marriage. Regarding the marriage, though, she sent me a flood of texts berating me for not inviting her to the wedding. I see. So she wasn't lying then. I hadn't ruled out the possibility. I might have done something terrible to the bride Mom injured. If only I had told Mom about her misunderstanding. That's a different problem. Besides, your mother's accusations aren't your responsibility. Your ex-boyfriend and his fiancée actually told you that they don't want you to apologize and told you not to worry about it, right? Well, yeah. My ex-boyfriend knows about my family's situation, so he must have taken pity on me. Then it's probably best not to interfere any further. If you do something, your mom might interpret it as you siding with her. Who knows what kind of dangerous thing she'll do then? She might even hurt someone again. Oh, I guess you're right. I didn't think about that. It's probably best if we leave Mom on her own. Not that I want to help her, though. Your ex-boyfriend might have thought about it as well, and maybe that's why he doesn't want you to interfere any further. I see. I get it now. I'll just stand by and watch if they don't ask me to do anything, I guess. Yep. I think that's the best course of action. Well then, you're probably going to be busy for the foreseeable future, so take care not to push yourself too hard and get sick or something. Yep. Take care of yourself as well, Holly. Yep. See you later. See you later. It seems that following those events, my ex-mother was asked to pay a sizable amount of money to the bride and the groom of the wedding she ruined. I don't know the exact amount, but for sure it was several tens of thousands of dollars. This was a devastating blow to my ex-mother, since she'd been supporting herself only by working part-time jobs. Not only that, but it was decided that there was a high possibility of her trying to make a run for it, so she was sent to work in a 24-hour workplace by the bride, who was apparently the daughter of a CEO. It seems that she escaped once and fled to the house me and Dad used to live in. But I wasn't home at the time, so the neighbors called the police on her. After that, she was sent to a department that had a stricter surveillance and even harder work than before. I kind of pity her, but decided to just forget since she was such a bothersome person.
Hey, you better have everything ready for the welcome party for the newcomers, especially that presentation. I'll dock your pay if you can't entertain me well enough. Don't forget the catering and the music, too. Hello, Simon. A welcome party. To be honest, I don't think I can do that right now. I have a lot on my plate at the moment. I also think we're not really in a good position to welcome anybody at the moment. What are you talking about? You're always acting like you're so busy when you barely do anything at all. How can you call yourself part of our team? How dare you neglect your responsibilities? You're such a disgrace. Tuh. Well, I'm really busy. You should know how busy I am, since you're the one giving me most of my work. And we haven't been getting as many sales as we'd like to, have we? That's your responsibility as the salesperson, isn't it? You're supposed to be going out every day to make sales, aren't you? What on earth are you doing? You're just probably slacking off somewhere, aren't you? What, are you sneaking around with some girl while you're on the clock? Of course not. I'm making sales in my own way. But if I'm the only one doing it, there's a limit to how much I can do. I can't do 5 things at the same time. So, in other words, it is your fault. It's your fault that work isn't going well. If you can't get the preparations for the welcome party done, that just means you don't know how to arrange your schedule properly. I'm sorry about that. I'm trying really hard to balance everything. But I'm also working during the time I'm supposed to have off. I don't mean to be rude, but you also don't really go out to make sales either, do you? You're always in your office. Does that mean you're doing well? Obviously. I don't even pay too much attention to my sales numbers. That just shows how many sales I'm making. After all, I can't do anything that would take work away from the younger people. You all are the ones who should be going out for sales. That's why I'm giving out orders from the sales office instead. I feel as though we should be trying to make as many sales as we can. The more sales we make, the better. It's not really about taking people's work. It's about working together as a company to meet goals regardless of your position. That's just my opinion, though. What? Are you trying to tell me how to do my job? Who's the boss here? No, I'm not. I'm just saying that we generally have low sales right now. I just think we could try and send more people out. It would be very difficult, impossible even, to meet our goals if it's just me going out. Maybe you just need to work harder. Or maybe you can work during your lunchtime. Now, there's a suggestion. Oh yeah, I wanted to tell you something. You shouldn't be taking days off without permission, you know. What? What do you mean? I didn't take any days off without permission. Are you telling me you saw the word weekend and actually thought it was the end of your week? What do you mean by that? We're supposed to get weekends off, aren't we? You must be joking! There's no way. This isn't a little high school part-time job. This is the real world. You think young people like you get to rest on weekends? During our busiest season? Stop messing with me. Weekends are there for you all to come to help your superiors, so of course you have to come to work. What? I've never heard that rule before. Did you all make that rule sometime this year? I'm the one who made the rule, clearly. There's a hierarchy if you didn't know. As my subordinate, your purpose in this company is to make my life easier. So you definitely can't be slacking off. Come on, you can do better than that. What? I'm supposed to come in on the weekends? I've worked 3 different office jobs since graduating college, and none of them were like that. Sorry to break it to you, but this isn't just an office job. This is serious business. So you should know that much. When you're lounging around on Sundays, nursing a hangover or whatever it is you do, your superiors are still working. I thought it was because we all have different shifts. That's how it is anywhere else. Stop making all these excuses. That's why we can't make any sales. The more time you waste, the less sales we make. It's obvious. I'm really not so sure about this. You're working overtime today anyways, aren't you? I'll give you until tomorrow. So you better have those party preparations and the presentation ready in the morning. I'll be waiting. Huh? Tomorrow morning? I'm not sure if I can do that, if I'm being honest. It's already almost 5 p.m. You had all the time in the world to do it before. You were just loafing around. Plus, 5 p.m. is still early. It's plenty of time if you ask me. I still have so much other work to do. Could you at least get someone to help me with the party, please? Help you? Everyone's too busy with their own work. This was your responsibility. But anyways, this is more important. Some of the new employees coming in for the welcome party are women. You want to show them our good side, don't you? We need to impress them to make sure they want to stay in our company. Well, I'm not really thinking about things like that. If that presentation isn't good, those women will have a bad impression of me. I know you can do it. I'm not sure if that matters. Of course it matters. First impressions are everything, especially when it comes to women. You do well to remember that. Anyways, we're all going out for drinks after that, so I'll be counting on you for that prep too. We need a good restaurant. Make sure it isn't cheap. You're going out for drinks. Okay, fine. I'll think about it for tomorrow. Hello, Alex. That was a really good meeting today. I always really enjoy your meetings. You did an amazing job, and that presentation was top-notch. I was really impressed. I can't wait for the next one. Thank you very much, Beverly. I really appreciate your kind words. I'm the one who should be thanking you. I appreciate your attendance and helpful advice. I'm glad I could help out. You seemed a little tired today, though. Your face looked really pale. Are you all right? Maybe you've been working too hard? What? Really? I'm sorry, you really don't have to bother worrying about me. Although I have been very tired recently, if I'm being honest. Yesterday, a lot of things were happening at work and I didn't find time to sleep. Ah, you've been really busy, haven't you? Having work and being busy is a good thing, but it doesn't make sense if you work yourself to death. That's true. I'm trying to rest as much as I can, but I guess you can say if I rest, the company could be in danger. Oh, really? There's so many good employees there, though. Maybe you can get some of them to find time to help you out? I've already asked, but everyone is too busy with their own schedules to help me. Really? That's too bad. So many of the employees there are so reliable and hardworking. Ah, but that man who came to our company to make a sale a couple years ago wasn't that great. I'm definitely sure I saw him today. I think he's probably your boss now, though, funnily enough. Oh, really? I didn't know anyone from our company has visited you before. That's right. But that man, Simon Andrews, was it? I never got the feeling that he was that into it. I felt like he gave up quite easily, to put it simply. He never chased after a sale. Once he was told no, he was done. I was very close to moving on from working with this company. I didn't like the feeling that our business relationship wasn't on the same level. But since you started working there, I've changed my mind. I love how straightforward and passionate you are when you sell. I saw so much potential in you. Well, thank you so much, Beverly. Hearing that from you makes me feel a lot better. It sounds like your current company is too harsh. Plus, you said the business situation isn't looking too good. Would you be interested in working for my company? I feel like you could be a valuable asset to our team. Our workload is probably a little bit heavier, but we have 4-day weeks and plenty of vacation. So you shouldn't ever have to worry about overworking yourself. What? I'm honored that you would even consider asking me. But I specifically chose this company, so I'd like to try stay here for a little longer. That's great. I like that about you too. You're a very loyal and determined young man. But it's okay. I understand. If you ever change your mind, let me know. I'll make sure our doors will always be open for you. Thank you so much. I'm really glad you asked me. It's always nice to be recognized for working hard. I'll keep in touch. Thank you again. Please enjoy the rest of your evening. Hey, slacker. Did you have fun relaxing and forgetting about your responsibilities? I hope you're looking forward to coming in this morning. I sure am. Simon, I don't understand what seems to be the problem. I wasn't slacking off. I had to go to the hospital for a stomach ulcer. I told you multiple times. I'm coming back today, so I will see you later. I'm sorry for causing any trouble. That's all you do. This company doesn't need someone like you. This is the first time I've ever met someone who causes this much trouble. But I left a little gift on your desk celebrating your return. What do you mean? You've been going on and on about how you're in the hospital for a stomach ulcer, so I got a funeral candle for you and left it on your desk. You've been out for 3 whole days, so I've decided to fire you. Come get your candle and get out. What? Are you being serious? With all due respect, did you expect me to work in my condition? Of course I'm serious. I wouldn't joke about something like this. Besides, any man should be able to handle a little ulcer. If you absolutely had to stay in the hospital, you could have at least done remote work on your laptop. You've been so irresponsible. I've had it with you. I expect to see your letter of resignation on my desk before lunch and that candle and the rest of your stuff out of my sight by the end of the day. I hate to say it, but this company is going to fall apart, you know. Huh, that's what literally everyone says when they're fired. You're incompetent. Shut the hell up and leave. I see. I'll take over everything you are in charge of, along with all of the commissions, of course. It's all going to go great. I hope so. Well, I'll take you up on your offer and quit then. Alex, what are you trying to pull? Ever since you left, this place has been falling to pieces. This is all your fault. My fault? What are you talking about? I'm pretty sure I told you very clearly things were going to fall apart if I left. But you clearly didn't believe me and foolishly thought you could turn this company around on your own. I didn't think you were serious. You should have told me sooner. I've made a terrible mistake. I take everything back. You have to come back and fix this mess. I didn't find it necessary to go into details. After all, you were deliberately trying to take credit for my work and steal my commissions. It wouldn't have been fun for me if I told you everything. Well, I didn't know we were so close to bankruptcy. The companies you were in charge of were just barely keeping the business afloat, and now that you're gone, they've ended their contracts. I don't understand. Why won't they do business with me? What did you tell them? All of the companies were amazing, so if you were a decent person, I'm sure they would have kept the contracts. I think that attitude of yours is the problem here. You think you're better than everyone else. Like, what is up with that? Huh. I'm the one with the attitude problem. Listen to yourself. Not only that, I heard you jumped ship right over to Presco. No wonder they wouldn't budge no matter how much I tried to speak to them. That's funny. Beverly told me pretty much the exact opposite of that. She said you gave up way too easily. You'd think you would try harder considering the company's future was on the line. That's enough out of you, traitor. You sabotaged us. Why else would you join in such a high position? Chief Sales Officer. What a joke. I guess it's because I'm an excellent worker. Get over yourself. You must want me to tell them how many times you used your sales time to fool around. Tell them anything you want. I don't think they'd believe anything you said anyways. But for real though, Beverly saw how hard I work and offered me a position even before you decided to force me out. What? They lured you away from us? They're not allowed to do that. That is not the case. At first, I declined the offer. But when you told me to quit, I couldn't believe it. It didn't matter how hard I worked. Everything would have just been taken from me. Nothing I did was good enough for you. Okay, fine. I admit you did a decent job while you were here. But since you left, business has taken a nosedive and now we're bankrupt. So, tell them to hire me too. I can't work here anymore. Excuse me? You think that's the type of attitude to have when begging someone for something? Absolutely not. You never spoke to me like this before. You were always so passionate about your job. What happened to you? Oh, Where is this sudden flattery coming from? My passion for sales hasn't changed, but in terms of work, I don't want to be involved with you anymore. So I have no reason to pretend to be all polite to you anymore. What did you say? Just because you got hired by a good company, you think you're all that? Just watch. I'll get myself hired by an even better company. I'll make you eat your words, you little brat. Really? I'd love to see you try. I don't think you have a chance with any of the companies in this area, though. What's that supposed to mean? Well, Simon, you're becoming quite famous around these parts. In a bad way, though. What? What are you talking about? I haven't done anything wrong. It's a good thing the company was going bankrupt anyway, or I imagine the lawsuits would have done them in. You tried to force yourself onto one of the new women after happy hour, didn't you? Another employee got everything on video, and she said she was going to file a report to the police. What? What the hell? I was drunk, and just tried to have some fun with the ladies, but I didn't touch them. I didn't mean any harm. If you think anyone's going to believe those lame excuses, you're sadly mistaken. It's pretty gross to touch another person's body without consent, much less one of your subordinates. I can't believe you've stooped to such a low level. I knew you were a lazy blowhard, but I didn't think you were a sexual predator as well. It's painfully embarrassing to know that someone like you is my boss. Hold on a second. I was just trying to be friendly. After we went bankrupt, a lot of people quit. I was trying to form business connections so we could keep in touch. Saying that I forced myself on them is blowing things out of proportion. It was just a friendly conversation. I always noticed you were looking at some of the women strangely, and you said some weird stuff. But now that you've actually put your filthy hands on them, you're done for. I said that's not what happened. The video footage we have as evidence speaks for itself. The only thing you might be left with is a criminal record, but those ladies will always have those emotional scars you gave them. I hope you never forget that. Wait, don't call me a criminal. It's not like I killed anybody or anything. But you are a criminal. I always thought you were a malicious person, but now I realize my hunch was correct. You are just my old scumbag boss who has no morals. I really hope you get what's coming to you, you sick pervert. After that, there was a local news report about Simon. And just as I said, he became famous for all the wrong reasons. Simon applied to literally every company in town, but he was rejected everywhere he went. Eventually, he had no choice but move away and start over somewhere completely new. He's powerless, but still acts big. He abuses his authority to chase down young women. It was only a matter of time until he found himself in a situation like this. Hopefully, with that news report and the video uploaded to social media, he can never outrun his history. As for the company, after they went bankrupt, they were unable to recover. Over 40 people lost their jobs. Beverly tried her very best to help some of them with vacant positions here at our company, but we were only able to hire about 7 people. Simon holds the responsibility for all those people with families losing their jobs, but he only cares about himself. I pray that all those people are able to get back on their feet.